Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Naima. Thank you for tuning in today. Before we get started, I would very greatly appreciate if you would click the subscribe button below somewhere, I don't know, whatever. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about budgeting as a college student. I recently graduated from North Carolina Central University, and I know as a college student, a lot of times we feel like we're working with a limited amount of money. And that is because we are. A lot of students aren't working full-time. A lot of us are either not working or working a part-time job. So today I have 5 budgeting tips. First one, make your refund stretch. So I know a lot of us, what we do when we get a refund is we blow it. We buy makeup, we buy hair, we buy clothes, we go on trips, we go out for drinks, whatever. But that's not the wisest thing to do. So what I learned over my time in college was to make my refund work for me. And what I mean by that is spending your refund money on things that you would have had to otherwise spend during the semester. So what I would do is literally as soon as that refund check hit, probably the second or third week of the semester, I would go ahead and take out the big lump sums that I need immediately. I would take out $200-300 for the parking pass that I needed for the semester, $200-300 for books, whatever I needed, and the remainder I would use for the rest of the semester for things that I needed. So for example, my refund was $1,000, right? And say I took out a total of $200 for books and parking pass. Okay, now I'm left with $800. What I would do with that $800 is basically ration it off for the rest of the semester. I would take that $800, break it out into 4 even parts, and that gives me $200 to spend each month. And another key is if you don't need all of the money that's in your refund, just save it. Like, don't spend it. Don't put it towards the extra money to use during the semester. Just go ahead and save that money. Having a refund and having a lot of money left over for your refund really helps you to bulk up your savings pretty fast. Tip number 2, have a checking and a savings account. I know that's pretty common. Most people have a checking and savings account, but my purpose in this is so that you're able to move your money. And what I mean by moving your money is not leaving your whole check that was deposited into your checkings in your checking. If you don't immediately need that amount, put the rest in your savings. So here's a hard example. If I recently got a check for $500 for my job and I know I need $250 of that for an upcoming trip that's like in 3 weeks or whatever, I'm not gonna leave that $500 sitting in my account, in my checking account, because then I'm more likely to spend it. It's harder to keep track of and all that. So what I would do is, as soon as that check hits, I'm gonna go ahead, take that $250 and deposit it in my savings. And then later on, when I need it, I will withdraw it from my savings. Tip number 3, pay yourself. And when I say pay yourself, this is for saving purposes. I believe that most people should save 10 to 20% of their paycheck. And as a college student, it really just depends on your situation. Some people have more money to spare than others. When I was in college, every time I got paid for my tutoring job, I would put 20% of my check into my savings. Unless you have debt. If you have debt, you should not be saving a whole bunch of money. You need to be paying off them credit cards. And then once those are paid down or mostly paid down, then you can worry about saving money. But don't get me wrong, I had credit card debt when I was in college, but I was also saving at the same time. Paying my credit card was my priority. Saving was secondary. Tip number 4, keep your budget handy. I like to keep my budget in the notes section of my phone, and that just allows me to refer to it pretty often. If you're a person that uses a planner most days or every day, then having a physical written out version of your budget is also a great idea. I feel like being able to check it on a regular basis just keeps you grounded. It lets you know where you are during the month in your budget. And then whenever I would spend the amount that I allocated to a certain category, I would put a check mark next to it in my notes, just to give myself a reminder that, okay, you spent all the money that you said you were going to spend for this category already. So don't spend anymore. Don't, just leave it. And the last tip is to be disciplined. Really try to stick to the budget that you've set for yourself. I know it's a lot easier said than done, but it can be done. By coming up with these tips and using them during my college years, I was able to have a couple $1,000s in my savings by the time I graduated. And with that being said, my last semester, I didn't have to work and I was able to live comfortably. You know, I did everything that I would have done any other semester. You know, I went out, I went on trips, I went on a spring break trip, I celebrated my birthday, you know, I went out to eat. Like, had a comfortable semester, and that was because all of these tips throughout the years, you know, saving my refund, saving 20% of my check, all of that accumulated in my savings and allowed me to have a padding for my last semester to where I didn't have to worry about anything. But at the end of the day, it's really all about your mindset. If you have a spend, 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 splurge, splurge, splurge mindset, I mean, you're not going to have much in your savings to fall back on. But if you really, like, you know, level up and be, you know, mature about it, then you'll be in a really comfortable place in comparison to your peers. So now what I'm going to do is show you guys a mock budget, just show you guys how I prepare my budget every semester and what that looks like physically. Don't jump my handwriting, y'all. I know it's not cute. Okay, so what we're first going to start off with is our monthly income. So my income for each month is $750. So that's what I have to work with. So now we have to look at what our expenses are each month. Okay, we have to factor in fun stuff, right? You always want to allocate money to entertainment or things that you would like to do outside of your needs, because you want to be able to account for that rather than just dipping into your savings. You want to have an amount that you told yourself you're going to spend and then stick to it. So that's $525. We had $750 to spend. Our expenses are going to cost us $525, which is going to leave us with $225 remaining. So y'all know what y'all going to do with this $225? You're going to put it all in your savings, all right? Yeah, so this is basically what my budget would look like for the semester. But yeah. Okay, let's try that again. Okay. If you guys would like to see more money related videos or like a budgeting, savings, money series, then just let me know. Thank y'all so much for watching.